Okay, we should be live. Hello, everybody. Sorry about that. Comcast doing its usual thing. It's actually been frustratingly worse recently, but we should be good. Appreciate your patience.
Okay, so where were we? Because I forgot because there's such a gap of time. You guys, that's right. And him too. Oh, we get out of here, or whatever it was that Sam had just said. And so you guys go to leave the facility, and the guard that's back there is like, "Hey, you two, you brothers there. Do you know this?" And he's kind of like not walking right up to you. He takes like one or two steps towards you, but calling over to you, like pointing at the sign, showing the picture of Rye.
Grauman is going to turn around to Grauman 2 and say, "You go. I talk."
Grauman 2 nods.
Grauman comes up to the guard and he like looks at the poster.
Is he gonna let me just walk away?
So if one of the Graumans turns around and is like, "Me talk to you," and the other one goes to walk away, he has no problem with that. He's like, okay, he seems satisfied.
Okay, cool.
So what is it, Grauman? You come walking up to the guy and he's like, "Thank you for making this easy." And he gestures to one of the tables for you to take a seat.
Okay. Grauman's going to sit down at the table.
Do you need a beer or?
Oh, I like beer.
Well, it's morning, mind you, but that's okay. So he's like, certainly.
Grauman won't say no to a free beer.
He's like, "Can I get two? Get us something good quality." And the guy's like the bartender nods and pours a couple drinks and gives it to the guy. He walks over 2 steins of beer and puts them down, one in front of you, one in front of him. And he's like, "What's your name?"
Hi, Grauman.
"Grauman. My name's Cleveland. Nice to meet you."
Cleveland.
"Yes. Now, Grauman, the woman in this poster, Rye. You know Rye?
Oh, yes, I know Rye.
How long have you known her?"
Oh, I don't know.
"Don't know. A long time?"
Grauman counts, but he doesn't really know. And then he's like, he just says a couple months or something like that. Few months.
He gestures at your face and it's like, "Is this old?"
Grauman touches his face.
Like where the scar is.
Oh, and then he realizes he's talking about the scar because Grauman's like, "Me old?" Oh yeah, I have it since I was a little boy.
All right. Give me a moment. You know Rye long time, couple months.
Oh yeah.
Good. Rye, good friend?
Maybe. I don't know.
Rye Rye think about Rye?
Yeah.
Yeah. Rye, maybe friends, maybe not as good friends as you and other friends?
Maybe.
Makes sense. Rye, she good with magic?
Grauman nods.
You see Rye, big fireball?
I guess I've seen her do some fireball stuff, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Sometimes she liked to light things on fire.
Yeah, big explosion. Like,
Sometime.
scary. Rye, what else Rye do? She shoot little pew pew pew. What else Rye do? She have friends? More friends?
I don't know if she have more friend.
Don't know. Who your friend?
I only have. Well, I don't know.
You and Rye and maybe more?
No.
Do you travel with Rye? Like more?
I don't know.
Oh, good point. Things weird now. Confused. Right. She have little friend, maybe bird or squirrel or magic friends that maybe she hides sometimes?
Grauman looks at him real weird. He's like, I don't know.
Don't know. Sometimes she talks to something that maybe not supposed to talk to. Little weird.
No.
No. Okay. Good. Good.
Grauman's like very confused by this guy's question.
Do you see Rye like like big lightning? Like, whew.
No.
Can Rye and go other place? Like,
No.
oh, good news. Good. Okay. Well then, Rye, is she good with sword or fist?
No.
No. Yeah. I don't think so. She's small and quiet.
This is like a weird survey.
Yep.
What the fuck is going on?
She's small, quiet.
Well, she's smaller than me.
Yeah. Very quiet.
I don't
Sometimes.
know.
Sometimes so quiet you can't see her.
Maybe.
Yeah. Rye, she makes shadows?
No.
Not make shadows, never?
Oh. Wait, we all make shadow. I make shadow. See?
I mean like with magic.
Grauman thinks about it. Has she made shadows in front of him?
Sure, but I mean it's one of those things where Grumman's so dumb.
I don't know if he
it might not
knows
be
that
noteworthy.
she's making
Yeah.
shadows. Yeah.
Yeah. He might not find it
It's
noteworthy.
amazing.
He just
that
looks
you don't
confused.
Know that at this point.
Yeah.
I think Ander knows for sure at this point. At the very
Also, I think
But
he's
Anna
trying.
doesn't have a 7 intelligence.
no, I mean, yeah, that's true.
He's also trying to like not,
Yeah.
murder us.
Yep. Okay. Understand. Grumman, if guards go arrest Rye because she thief, very bad, would you stop or you let guards do job because guards are law?
Trying to think of how Grauman would reply to this.
If Grumman's actually thinking about it, because I'm sure it's a tough question for him, he says,
No, he's not gonna think about it.
Okay,
He's
okay.
gonna answer quickly because
Sure.
not. He doesn't want the guard to think like he's asking him all these questions like they're actually like close friends, but Grauman's trying to act it like as
they're
if
not.
they're not. Yeah.
Mhm.
But Grauman doesn't know when to like get up and walk away because he's an idiot.
Yep.
He's like, law is law. You steal thing, you have to pay price.
Yes, very good. Now, Grumman, if she get arrested and you don't fight, do you know Grumman get 1,000 gold? Now, Grumman don't want gold for betray friends. That's not good. But if Grumman wants, Grumman could take gold and donate to orphanage for other kids that need help, or big axe. Grumman, think about this. But Grumman, I want to thank you for your time. It's wonderful to know the abilities that she has and the things that she cannot do yet. It's really important to know exactly the limitations of wizards when you're dealing with them. They can be very, very tricky. I appreciate the information you've given me. And with that, he'll actually drop 15 gold coins on the table and say, don't worry about that. I'll be coming into much more soon. And he turns and walks out of the establishment.
This motherfucker's a bounty hunter.
Yeah. Yep. Figured so much. Like me myself figured that, but
Yeah.
Grauman's an idiot. He's like, free beer? You ask questions? Okay.
So he left 15 gold on the table for Grumman and just walked out of the bar.
Okay, Grauman's gonna chug the rest of the beer, take the gold, add it to his pouch, and go off to find Rye or Anders, depending on who he finds first.
When the guy goes outside the establishment, is Rye out there as the other Grumman still at all, or is she gone or changed form? What is
She's
she?
like, peace.
So she's just gone. Okay, cool. So he walks out and just leaves and out of you guys' sight. Not a thing to worry about. Ander, how long of a walk were you going on before you were intended to go back? A while?
Yeah, it was just like the for chat to understand. He's not necessarily like he's mad at Grommen, but he's more mad about what just happened last night. And he didn't want to be
course.
bothered. So he just went to go clear his head, kind of get himself grounded again into reality. Because having a waking vision like that, it's probably been fucking at least a few years since something that bad has happened. So he's trying to sober up a little bit, kind of get his feet in reality, and then so probably a few hours before he would go back.
Sure. And so you do that. You spend your time, relax, whatever it is you got to do, and then you eventually make your way back to the rest of the group, and eventually make your way back to the bar. Unfortunately, they're not going to be there, so I'm going to play the stupid cat and mouse game for a little bit. Grommen, you were easily able to meet up with Rye because even though she was smart enough to just piece the fuck out, she was also smart enough to hang back enough to meet up with you again. She knew exactly where you were, so that you guys can meet up.
So Grommen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
So Grommen walks up to Grommen.
Hi, do I call you Grommen?
Grommen too.
Is that weird?
Why Anda met at you?
I don't know. I tuck him in last night. I even give him bowl so he can barf. He very, very drunk. Maybe he no remember what happened.
We must find him.
You sound like... I'm sorry. Okay. Where you think he go?
I don't know.
Grommen's gonna assume he's probably going somewhere to drink, so Grommen's gonna look for another bar.
Unfortunately, that's not going to help. I am just going to, in your current state, Sam, I'm not going to worry about whether or not somebody's going to see you right now because of this. So
Okay.
we're just going to say time passes if you guys are looking for Ander, and eventually you're going to be able to find him. It's a few hours, but eventually you guys are going to come across him. We're actually going to say it's, you guys notice him, he doesn't notice you guys. So how do you choose to approach Ander when he is doing
As soon as
whatever?
Grommen sees him, Grommen's like, Anders!
We'll assuming like Andrew's just kind of like walking down the road, probably kicking a piece of trash or something when you call out to him, and he just kind of, as he kicks that piece of trash, he wheels around on one of his on his heel and just turns and faces you. And doesn't say anything, but he just faces you. He doesn't look like he's pissed, but he doesn't look happy either. Is it just you, or is it two Grommens there?
It's two Grommens.
Oh, Jesus
Grommen.
Christ. God.
Still drunk.
So he wheels around and he looks at Grommen and then sees the other Grommen, and then he looks really confused. I'm assuming he could piece it together relatively quickly, and then he just
Probably.
shakes his head, and he'll actually take a few, like, walk towards you, and as he gets within just like a foot or two, he goes, "One of you is a very wanted woman."
Grommen looks at both of us,
What?
and he's like, we not wanted women. We wanted men.
We Grommen.
Are we leaving town now?
I think we should. Grommen hands Ander the poster.
You do that, and then he reaches in his pocket and pulls out his own, and then pockets it, and then hands you it back.
We should go.
Yeah, we should. And he gestures for one of the two of you to lead the way.
Okay.
So just
I lead the way.
You guys eventually make your way outside the inner ring of the city. In the inner ring area, the guards will stop you and say, whoa, you three, could you just come here a moment? We have a quick question for you.
Is it? You said just one guard?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
one of the guards. There's a couple guards here, but only one that gestures calls you guys over.
Okay.
You come over like, the three of you, must have killed your mother giving birth to the two of you. He says, just taking the sheer size of two 7-foot tall half orcs right there. He's like, shakes.
Grommen's like, don't talk about my mom.
Yeah. So, anyways, speaking of women that got fucked, and he holds open a poster. It shows Ryan. He's like, any of you know who this is?
I no seen her before.
No, none of you know who this is. There's a
No.
big bounty. Any information could lead to 1,000 gold.
I wish. Me,
Alright.
me 1,000 gold.
Well,
Too
Just
bad
keep-
I
Yeah.
don't know.
let's keep that in mind. There's 3 of you. 3 of you bringing information that could be 3,000 gold. You think on that as you're walking out of the city, and if you see anything of significance, you make sure you let us know.
Okay.
And they let you guys pass.
Okay.
Okay, you guys eventually get to the outer rung of the city, the actual gates that you leave the city itself. And from here, one of the guards is like, "Oh, whoa, you 3, come over here."
We haven't seen her. We don't know where she is. We don't know her.
What are you? Oh, you're talking about the one they're looking for over there. Honestly, that's not what I'm pulling you over here for. We just gotta do a pat down.
I just raise my hands. Just like, go for it.
No, I'm just kidding. We don't pat down random passersby. If you don't know her, keep going.
And Andrew fucking sighs, and he takes
You're,
out.
you're just giving
That's not
like
having
Rye
swing, I'm
heart
gonna be
attack.
honest with you, yeah.
He's like, I'm just
Fucking
kidding.
with you so hard right
No.
now.
He's like, just get out of here, and let you guys just leave the city and head out to the area around the city where there's still technically it's still city. It's just like the deeply set town immediately surrounding the walls that kind of sparses out a bit to farmlands and then even less beyond that. When you guys leave the city, I imagine you don't go out the west side since that leads to the ocean. The ocean's like right there. It's a port city. Off the river, mind you, but still a port city. I imagine you head out the east way to start heading back east a little bit. The problem is, you know that you need to be somewhere nearby. You know that. You just don't know exactly where it is that you're supposed to go. You do know that Gromit has the answers to how it is Ander is supposed to tell you what to do next, at least very specifically. You also know that you have that scroll.
Also, where can I find Gregory now?
Gregory has been outside the city for an extended period of time now. He's going to have to find you when you finally left the city. Don't worry, Maggie. It's not going to be one of those things where he's gone for ages. He'll find you in a few days.
Okay.
I'll actually allow you to roll a d10. See how many days it is. And you can have that meta knowledge.
Roll one. Roll one.
Dead center.
Half a week. Okay. So you guys are outside the eastern part of the city, and now you have the ability to openly communicate with one another. Rye, I imagine you keep a disguise on you, at least for now.
No.
You just drop it.
Yeah, Rice's like, oh my god, that was exhausting.
Why are you? Andrew like just turns to you as he's like probably tightening up his flask for recently taking a swing. He's like, "Why are you worth 10,000 gold?"
Because of
And
these.
why they look for you?
She produces them and then like puts them on her feet.
Yeah, they make her feet there no more.
So you stole an incredibly powerful magical item. From where?
Yeah. It was like a museum for magical powerful items.
I've been with you guys for like a month. Is this how it normally goes?
Listen, I can walk on any surface. Maybe even clouds.
I don't
I
care.
want to see you walk on cloud. Let's see.
Listen.
Just wait till.
You know what? Yeah. No, Andrew's like, you know what? No. Walk on the clouds. Because if you fall off the clouds to your death, I'm done with this shit. So feel free. Give it a shot.
No, because my cloak is magical. So I can fall 500 feet. And
Gromit is going to pick Rye up and start flying with his swords.
Oh, no. Like,
Yeah. He picks Rye up and they go flying with the swords.
As Rye's getting dragged away, she yells to Ander, if I walk on a cloud, you owe me a bear!
Yes.
okay, so you fly up for, sadly, those wings only last for, what is it, Maggie? A minute, is it?
It's not long, that's for sure.
We're not going to reach the cloud, are we?
No.
I think you need my bird. It says fly as an activated ability. So,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 1 minute that it lasts, is made to last like a combat sort of a thing. So to be useful like in a combat. So anyways, so you guys fly for a little bit. You certainly don't get anywhere near a cloud. However, I imagine you don't really want to tell Ander this. So first, let's see if Ander make a perception roll to see if he knows. Is he even watching? Or is he like, eh?
Oh, he's watching. He's not like right now. He's more just kind of like frustrated with the situation.
If you're watching, you can make me a perception roll.
Sure. I'll make just a perception roll.
It's not going to be a very high DC, but you can always roll garbage.
Yeah, very true.
You're not Thunk.
Rolled
Wow.
garbage.
Nice.
Listen,
You
Thonk
walk on
rolled
that cloud.
rolled garbage until he had not roll garbage.
He rolled garbage until he had to like touch somebody, bad touch them, and suck
Even
all
the
their
naughty touch, and suck all their
blood out of
juices
it.
out.
So Maggie, you're flying with Rye until all of a sudden your arms are no longer wings and they turn back into swords, and you're falling with Rye. Rye, you're now free falling through the air at a decent distance up with Grommen in your arms. What do you do?
Ryan kind of straight face. She's like, Grommen, did you know they run out after a minute? As they're falling.
Yeah, they don't last very long.
Do you think that maybe that would be a problem? Like now? As they're falling.
No. Grommen can go pretty fast though, because like my move is a dash. So if I dash, I double dash.
That's wonderful. However, clouds are very high up there.
That's
so,
true.
So, Rye, you
But
say
1
anything
minute,
else?
we could go pretty high. Yeah, but maybe not that.
So you start plummeting for.
Rye says nothing else. Well, luckily for Grommen, Rye is holding on to Grommen as well. And all of a sudden, you guys are falling at these extreme distances. Rye having this relatively common conversation because she's smart, and Grommen because he's dumb. And then all of a sudden, the cloak literally fans outwards and does this big like swirl like around them. And literally right as you're about to hit the ground, the cloak does this huge spread out, opens and spins around her one more time again, spins around with all the beautiful black feathers and everything, and stops you guys literally within inches of the ground, allowing Rye, who's kind of like holding on to you, to like her back all of a sudden like jerks and, oh my God, it hurts, Grommen so heavy, as Grommen like gets rested onto the ground gently, and Rye is able to land gingerly on her. Well, she doesn't land on her feet because she doesn't have feet. But she lands.
Grommen's holding her too, so.
Yeah. But she's the one supporting the weight with the cloak, right?
Ryan says,
That's
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know if that was gonna work. I kind of just took the salesman at his word when I bought it.
Oh,
Oh, he spent a lot of money on that cloak. And so luckily the two of you guys are back to the ground, nice and safe, and can easily re-find Ander, who
hasn't moved.
Hasn't moved.
Wait, this is the perfect time. You have to. What was it? Apparently, you can help him see something for me. Yeah. Right?
Okay. Grommen turns and looks at Anders and like kind of kneels down a little bit so he can look into Anders' eyes, and he's like, "What you want me to see for you?"
Ander, slightly confused, actually just leans in and gives you within an inch from you.
We're almost gonna make out.
Yeah, no, it's really close. And he looks in, and after like a few awkward moments of silence, he goes, "I have no idea what you're talking about," and then like steps away.
Grommen stands up and says, "I don't know. He don't
Ryan's
want
like,
me help
looking up,
seeing."
she's like, "Pretty lady, what was it again?"
You asked that, and there's like a moment of like silence between before finally she's like,
Time out. Like, what's the percentage that you like? How many of the demons probably absolutely despise the fact that they have made a pact with Rye at this point?
I've only got. I don't have a pact. I only have a pact with one demon.
he has a pact with one demon.
All right, so what are the odds that demon regrets everything?
I
Not
mean,
very high because
Yeah.
they literally helped me escape jail yesterday.
yeah, there's a grander plan that goes beyond this mortal bullshit.
I'm aware. It
Yeah.
was a joke.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. The joke was completely.
They all
That's
love
fine.
me. They love me.
Yeah.
What do you want? What do you want me to say?
Well, they entrusted things into you. They're invested in you.
They love me.
you know, it's like you could choose somebody on your fantasy football team that you fucking hate, but you know they're gonna get the job done. So they're invested in you. Anyways, so
Pretty lady.
you ask that, And finally, she reappears. She literally physically reappears in front of you. And it's in front of Rye, but not in front of the other two. So Rye, you can see her. These two don't. You probably picked that up at some point in time. And so she reappears and she's like, Rye, I've already explained it to you. They've found a way to make sure that he can see things. Gromit is just an idiot, and he's just reluctant.
Okay.
Ask them about the
Rye
drink.
goes like this, and she like leans to the side as if she's leaning round a person.
Yeah.
You guys can't see a person, and she's like,
Apparently, he found a way to help you see things.
Andrew looking confused, just because you're leaning around a nobody, looks you square in the eye, and then he says, shrugs, and he goes, no idea what you're talking about.
Rye like she's like 1 second, and she like goes back like this, but
Yeah, I can still see you.
You can't see her.
Andrew actually just says out loud, he's like, I can fucking see you.
She like touches the thing. She's like,
I'm sure you saw that. They don't know anything.
So we can hear her talking to herself now?
Yeah, out loud.
yeah.
Yes, out loud to herself or whatever. She says,
Who you talk to, Rye?
1 second. She leans back. What? Just 1 second.
Rye,
Gromment's looking at Andrew's like, what the hell?
you're young, but you're not an idiot. He's lying to you because he's reluctant. You're going to have to make him help you.
I see. You're lying to me.
She leans to the side again.
And Andrew says, and you can fuck off.
What?
We can
So
do this. He goes. He looks at you. He's like, we'll do this the natural way, through dreams. I'm not touching that shit again.
Well, there's only one reason you're here. Okay? It's for the thing. So
Yeah.
let's do the thing.
And the thing was supposed to happen when I dream, not with some drug-infused alcohol that Gromit forced down my throat last night.
And there
Oh,
it
that
is.
stuff? It was really nice.
Oh.
I know force you.
I'm not touching that shit again. I will make you this promise. I will cease drinking 2 hours before bedtime every night. But I'm not touching that shit again.
Oh, that funny. I want to see you no drink.
She goes back to the demon.
So how do I get the drug stuff?
Unfortunately, it can be purchased. And she like waves her arm, gesturing back towards Baldur's Gate. However, you may have a bit of a difficult time acquiring it yourself. You may have to trust in Gromit to procure the stuff for you, since certainly he won't be very assisting.
Rye's like clutching her temples.
Yes, thievery in a metropolis is not generally thought to be a good idea.
And this is kind of your fault because you knew I'd stolen it anyway. So, Gromit, can you go get some of the...
And she looks at Andy. She's like,
I need you to just one more time. Just once. On me. One time.
Who are you talking to?
The two of you are a package deal of bullshit.
Rye lifts up her hand. She's like,
The hot lady.
Gromment's like looking around you.
Oh, fucking God. Andrew, he hates his life right now.
I know see no hot lady.
What are you
I mean-
asking of me, Rye?
You cute, Rye, but
Wow.
ooh.
Oh man. Ouch. All right,
Yeah.
so she says, "What are you asking of me, Rye?"
Not you.
Oh, she's like, "Oh," and she actually steps full-fledged out of the way so you can see Gromit full on.
Gromit, you get the stuff, and then Andy, you drink the stuff, and look at me. Do the thing with me.
Here's all I can
Rye
promise
walks up
you.
to Anda, and she leans in. She's like,
She's gonna get really angry if we don't do the thing.
Who?
is she?
Yeah, no. Andrew just looks at you and goes,
They
who are you
both
talking
like,
about?
"Ooh."
She like has her hand on her hip and she's like super aggravated, and so she's like, and she
I think
walks
Rye's
over.
being Pretty
She
lady.
walks over and she bends down, of course, giving Rye a full, gorgeous view. Bends down and just ever so gently pecks, what's his name? Ander on the cheek. Ever so gently pecks Ander in the cheek. And Ander, all of a sudden, you get a fucking sight. All of a sudden, you find
Jesus
yourself
Christ.
literally staring down. What's around you is hard to perceive. It's lost beyond swirls of smoke and mist. You're not sure if it's like smoke from something burning or if it's a dense fog or whatever it is. But the swirling smoke nearby makes it too obscure for you to see anything beyond immediately beneath you, where you see a large iron cauldron. And inside the cauldron, there's some sort of liquid. No, it's not a liquid. It's like a mist. No, it's not even a mist. It seems to be a dense collection of souls that are spinning around in a cauldron. And as they're spinning and doing so, you can literally feel their eternal pain. Some of them having just joined the cauldron.
This is fucking.
Others haven't been lost for like ages.
Do you
And they're just
understand, like,
spinning, burning in there?
to make this clear for
Yeah.
viewers, even for you, Scott, like,
Yeah.
this is beyond anything Ander has ever experienced in his life, and
100%.
he experienced horrors all his life. Well, what he perceived as horrors. He didn't sign up for this shit. This is not what he signed up for. This is very I just need to, like, I don't know. I continue. Like, it's very difficult for Ander, who tries to, like, actively avoid this kind of stuff, to now be, like, facing it daily.
Yep. And so the spinning souls and everything inside the cauldron are just like, again, you can feel their eternal pain or whatever that's inside there. But then down deep within the cauldron, like somehow deep lost inside there, you see a glimmer, a spark of light that's in there. And you can almost feel like there's something that's going to release them, something lost. But what is that? You have a hard time finding out. And then you feel like an urge, a pull to fall into the cauldron yourself, and unable to control yourself, you are pulled into it, and you fall through it. You fall through all these souls for all of eternity. But then down deep there, after you've been there, feeling the pain, feeling them ripping and tearing at you and trying to pull and hold you, that glimmer of hope that you find is Rye. Rye is that release. And as soon as you see Rye down there, like, you feel the release of all of their pain fall off of you as well. And as their pain melts away, as all of that kind of melts away, so does the fog, so does the cloud, so does everything else. And then you find yourself swooning a bit, but standing back in the field that you were just moments beforehand. Rye and Grommen looking at you probably with a bit of concern because of, like, the reaction that you just had. Rye obviously knew something was coming because she saw her kiss you, but Grommen had no idea.
You okay, Ander?
So it's probably very similar to when he ever has visions like this shit, and where his eyes, like, milk over and cloud over. Yeah, I wish I did that. But Ander just kind of walks over to Rye, and he, like, shakes his head, and it's like at the 1,000-yard stare, just, like, locking eyes. And he's after a few moments of silence, he says, "I don't know what the fuck you have yourself tied into, but I don't think you know the depths and the entanglements of these other worlds and these other planes that your soul itself has lost itself to."
Well, I thought that's
What
why
are you
were
both
here.
talking about?
Fuck, everybody knows more than I do, apparently.
I'll go get this shit, and I'll drink it one more time. But I promise you, whatever I see, you're not gonna like. And there's a very good chance I'm gonna see how you die. And then he walks away. Like, I'm going back into town, basically. He walks back to town to get... Scott, you're muted. He's gonna walk back into town. He's gonna go he's just gonna go get the shit.
Rye's, like, hands on hips, and she looks at Graham. She's like,
Oh, he's a bit uptight.
Yeah, he very grumpy today.
Yeah. Whew.
So Ander goes walking back into town, and the same guard that's in there as he comes walking back, and he's like,
Forgot my things.
and he, like, looks at your backpack.
My money.
But you're like,
I keep walking. Like, I don't give a shit.
and you keep going. You find your way back to that same bar that you had found beforehand, the Beaten Orphan. And It's a good thing Rye wasn't there to go to that bar. And you make your way back to the Beaten Orphan bar, and over to the bartender.
Yeah, I don't even let him say hi. Like, if he goes to, like, say hello, I just hold my hand up. I need a shot of that shit where there's drugs in it that you gave to the big half-work last night, and I also partook.
I know what you're asking for.
Just give it to me. I'll pay you.
I'm sure you're willing to do so, but I realize who you're friends with.
I haven't seen her.
I'm not worried about her. I'm worried about him.
Grommen?
The guard. You're friends with that guard.
Corey.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking about? Oh, no. Oh, it actually takes a minute for Ander to like...
He was drunk.
Yeah. And he kind of shakes his head. He's like, oh, no. He just told me not to give his name, and I thought it'd be hilarious to do it.
It was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. And then I accidentally served you afterwards. We don't serve friends of Corey here.
You're going to serve me, please.
Oh, look at that. You're asking nicely. What's the occasion? And he actually says, like, leaning down and puts his hands in his chin in his hands. Like, clearly has every intention of being just an obnoxious dick. Like, you can just read every bit on him that he's going to annoy you and he's not going to help.
How full is the bar?
I mean, it's early in the day, so this place is a shithole. So there's always people here no matter what. Doesn't matter what time of day. And there's people here, but nothing like before.
Can I see the bottle?
No, but you weren't there when he grabbed it last time. Rama
Yeah.
was.
Fuck. That's not going to help then.
I mean, you have abilities.
Well, I'm looking at them right now, but the one I wanted to use, I kind of need to see. Oh, you know what? Yeah, no. You know what I'll do? What is it? I'm gonna use detect thoughts on him.
Sure.
What does he have to make? Or I'll click on it. Detect thoughts. It's a big, long fucking essay.
Yep, it is, but it's just a wisdom saving throw, right? Yep, wisdom saving throw, and the DC is going to be a 14.
Mm-hmm. Let me know if
All right.
he passes, because I can change that. No?
I rolled a 92.
Perfect.
No.
So I'll just cast detect thoughts. I just look him to the eye, and I'm like, what does the bottle look like?
He's like, fuck off. I'm not going to tell you. You can actually see exactly what the bottle looks like in his mind.
So, like, after I see it, I scan it over. Can I see it on the shelf?
You cannot.
Where do you keep the bottle?
He's like, seriously, you can keep asking me all the questions. I ain't going to tell you shit. And I think as you asked a second one, do I get a second save because it's around later? Or you can probe deeper. The
Concentration up to a minute.
Another saving throw he makes.
Okay.
So I'm going to roll that right now. He succeeds this one. I know you want to.
So yeah, basically what ends up happening is, like, I ask the question and I see him, like, fighting back, and my eyes just kind of glass over and he fails.
Yep. And so you actually see that it's he's thinking of it. It's literally within arm's reach underneath the bar, sitting right there. It's actually also adjacent to a heavy crossbow that he has.
Okay, gotcha.
Dude, that's so sweet.
Yep.
That ability.
All right. The question now is, what do I do? How long does that last? Up to a minute. Anybody
Which
paying
one?
attention to this conversation?
No.
No one?
Whatsoever. Nope.
Because I'm in shithole land, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Which probably means that everybody's paying attention, but looking like they're not. No.
Yeah. Of course. And it's like, it's in with, like, he could just grab it and hand it to me that easily.
Yes, it looks like you're looking at.
I'm looking at two different things right now.
Puppet.
Yeah.
It literally makes them move. The target moves up to its speed in the direction you choose, but that doesn't it doesn't literally marionette them to do more than just that.
Why don't I have him
also
just
drop
make
things that they pick up?
Why don't I have him make a wisdom saving throw for hold person?
Okay, sure, I'll do that. I failed.
Okay, so basically he's leaning over. He's like, "You're gonna be an asshole. You're gonna be an asshole." After I basically probe his brain, and then I make a few hand gestures and mutter some stuff under my breath, and I just I cast it at him, and now he's just locked in place, and he can't move.
Okay.
And I just walk around the bar.
Okay. So you make your way around the bar quickly, I imagine, because he gets to
Yeah.
save every round.
Yeah.
You make your way around the bar quickly, and you do see exactly where the bottle is, and you're able to grab up the bottle.
Yeah.
He
That's
gets
fine.
another save at this point.
Okay. Great.
What's your other roll that you rolled for the day?
A really high one.
Oh, okay. So you don't want to give that to him?
No, I don't, oddly.
That's funny because I rolled a natty 20, so all of a sudden he
Okay,
goes,
well then, fuck.
"You little shit!" And he literally just like starts trying to reach at you to grab at you. Now I imagine you're going to want to have some sort of reaction. So could you do me a
I
favor?
want to
Just
cast
roll
another
initiative.
spell, yeah.
Just roll initiative to see who gets to go first between the two of you guys.
Going into this, I would have focused on precognition,
You have to click your awesome token. Um,
so I get advantage on initiative, because there would be no point in having focus on aura sight going into this.
mhm.
So, where's initiative?
I'm going to use the token for Rockwell.
Perfect. There it is. Natural 20
Roll
on
initiative.
my initiative.
What? Natural 20?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Of course, I don't think you clicked your token.
Oh,
but-
yeah, I didn't click my token.
That's okay. So natural 20 versus my 15. So, yeah, you definitely crushed it. So, yeah, you get to go first. What do you do?
I'm just going to put him to sleep.
Oh, yeah? Cast sleep.
Yeah.
Okay, and he gets
I'm
Constitution
looking.
save.
I'm just rolling right now. I'll just click on it. What level? I'll bump it up to. No, it doesn't matter. The level I cast it doesn't change its difficulty. It just affects the hit die effect, right?
Correct. And you're going to focus it on exactly where he is. So it hits the weakest people first and closest people first.
Yeah.
But you're hitting it right on him. You're managing people around here aren't very tough anyways.
Yeah. Well, I clicked on sleep and it just said effect 25. I don't know what that means.
25 HP.
Yeah.
That's what it affects.
Let's see. This effect, blah blah. 20 feet. Ignoring blah blah. Starting with creatures that have lowest hit points. Each creature affected by the spell falls unconscious until the spell. Da da da. So,
Oh, yeah, they don't get a saving throw.
yeah, they don't get a saving throw.
That's right. That's
in
right.
this one.
It's a good thing because I rolled a natural
Yeah.
19.
So I just turn around and I literally turn around and I said I just wanted a shot and then I just cast it.
Okay. And so you say, I just wanted a shot, and you cast it, and he kind of like tumbles to the ground. Everybody around you notices this, though. That completely goes noticed. And so people aren't very happy about it. All the regulars at the bar, you've seen it in movies and stuff like that beforehand when you fuck with like one person at like a biker bar. Everybody at the bar just kind of like stops what they're doing. And they turn to regard this little gnome behind the bar with this big old bottle of swirling magic-y stuff in his hands. And they just like start
This is like-
slowly, their cheers screeching.
Yeah, so like this is like the only
Stand
thing
up.
I'm like good at is just like non-confrontation. So then the next spell I cast, if I get to cast another spell before they do anything, is that true? Do I get to do a spell before they do anything?
Well, you do, yes. But just so you know, because of the fact that there is an area and there is 25 HP, the guy was actually a decently beefy person.
Yeah.
So he took up most of it, but two other people do pass out as well.
All right. Well, I wasn't gonna cast another sleep spell. I was just gonna cast something.
But
else.
just so you know, that's currently the effect.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, what were you saying? What? Yes, you can get another spell off before.
I was just gonna cast Major Image and just basically create like the room, but minus me, and just leave.
But you wouldn't be invisible.
It'd be a 20-foot cube, and it'd be near the entrance, and I would just literally recreate that entrance, but minus me being there.
I get exactly what you're saying. I know exactly what you're talking about. You're trying to layer and more or less project something over you.
Yeah.
I would know how to rule this easily in every other edition, but in this one, let me read it for a second.
Yeah, I just casted it for you.
You create an image of an object or creature or something, visible phenomenon that is no larger than 20-foot cube. The image appears at the spot that you can see within range and lasts for the duration. It seems completely real, including sound, smell, temperature appropriate. You can't create sufficient heat to cause a second. As long as you were within range of the illusion, you can use your action to move it. Image can change location. You can alter its appearance. Move appearance of the, for example, the creature. If you create an image of the creature of a creature, you can move it. Similarly, if you create an image that makes a sound, you can change it. Physical interaction with the image reveals it to be an illusion because you can pass through it. A creature that uses its action to examine the image can determine it is an illusion with successful intelligence investigation check against your spell save DC. Creature, it doesn't say anything about. I mean, more or less what you would do. I get what you're saying. More or less what you do is you throw an illusion effectively in front of where you are behind the bar and all the way around to where the door is, more or less like a line between you and them, and have this projection on the side of you.
Yes. This is, yeah. That
I mean,
kind of thing.
They do it beautifully again in like spy movies. You know. You know what? This is a 3rd level spell.
Yeah.
I'm going to say yes. You can
Okay.
do this. Okay.
Yes.
You throw the projection in front of you, effectively rendering you invisible unless they choose to interact with it.
And I just
So-
sprint. I sprint. Like, I just run.
Yep, you start sprinting.
Because I know the limitations of the minute they walk to it, and if they decide to walk past that line, yeah, I'm fucked. So
Yep, exactly. So you throw this up, and it's kind of one of those things where they're like,
buys
huh?
me a round or two.
Hey, where'd he
hopefully.
go?
Yeah.
Oh, where is that guy? Hey, go! Where'd he go? And they start like going over to try to find where it is. But like you said, it buys you enough time so you can like literally run over as quickly as you can, try to hop over the bar and get out. So I am going to make me one check,
Okay.
athletics or acrobatics, to hop over the bar and get out the door quickly.
They're both bad. Acrobatics will have to be what I go with here. No, not skill. It's not skill checks. I can't use that on skill checks, unfortunately. But I do have luck, don't I? Didn't I take luck?
Like the feet?
Didn't I? I
Did
did.
you? Oh yeah, I think you did. Lucky, yeah, lucky.
Yeah. So that means I can roll an additional d20. Is that how it works?
You roll. If you don't like what you rolled, you roll again.
Okay. So acrobatics. 19. I'll just stick with the 19.
You're just happy with it?
Yeah, I'm fine with the 19.
Okay, cool. So you go and you kind of like step up on like a shelf really quickly, hop over the bar, sliding across it, not knocking over any bottles along the way, and go running over to the door and just like whip it open, or as somebody else is coming in, you kind of like duck underneath them and huff out of there as quickly as you can, and make your way from the area as quickly as you can.
Yeah.
You're in the shitty part of the neighborhood, so the idea of a small gnome running through there is not a surprise to anybody.
Yeah.
So you are going to be able to make your way out and away.
Okay.
Heading your way over towards the actual gates of the city themselves. Somebody is going to. I imagine at one point in time you stop running. You're not.
I
running.
stop running. I backpack it, and then like the bottle goes in my backpack, and I just leave. Like that's the plan, is just to walk.
Sure. Somebody at one point in time is going to ask you, "Hey, gnome."
I'll look back, but keep walking. Like what?
Are you friends with that big guy with Grommen?
No.
Not at all. Roll me a deception.
I mean, I'm not friends.
Roll me a
Just saying.
deception.
God damn it. Deception. Not my strongest roll. I'll use a lucky point and re-roll. Fuck. Do I want to do another one? Do I want to burn another lucky point?
You can't. You can only do one at a time.
Oh, okay. Nah, that's fine. I'll stick with the 11, I guess.
He looks at you kind of like thinking about it for a moment, not following after you for like a moment as you continue walking away, like, no. And he's like, no, is it Ander? You're Ander, right? You were sharing a room with Grommen.
All right, yeah. I was sharing a room with him. Don't like the guy. What do you want?
That's fine. I just need to ask you a couple of questions and then I'll leave you alone.
This guy a guard?
He's well built. He seems like
Yeah, no, I was going to say, is it not? I'm not stupid. I'm not a 7 intelligence. Is it a guard?
he seems like he could be a guard, probably not. He's not wearing the armor, the uniform of a guard, maybe off-duty guard.
God damn.
Just a couple of questions, and then I promise I'll leave you alone. I have very little interest in you.
Can we do this at least somewhere comfortable, not in prying ears of the city, where I can at least have a drink?
Yeah, sure. And he looks around. He's like, "That looks like a shithole," and he starts like walking towards it.
Is he going to the shithole I just left?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
you made a good distance from there.
All right, that's fine. That I will go into the shithole.
Mm-hmm.
I will grab a table, and I'll be like, "I know what I like. I'll be right back." What do you want? No, let me just fuck it. I'm buying us one thing. I'm not spending a lot of money on you. I'm sorry. And then I walk away.
He's like, no, my treat. And he'll actually raise his hands up and say, 2 of the finest beer you have here, and you can bring them over. And then-
I like lift my hand. I'm like, just 2 shot glasses.
Person shrugs. They bring over 2 of the finest beers and 2 shot glasses with liquor inside them.
I would just want 2 empty shot glasses.
You say that to him?
Yeah.
The guy's like, I'm
Just
paying
drink the
for him.
liquor, you pussy.
Yeah. He's going to pay him for him. Might as well down him. And he grabs
Fine. Yeah, I down it. I put it down, and I'm like, don't mind me. And I just pull out the bottle, and I just pour 2 shots, and I put it back. And I'm like, and this one's on me.
He goes, all right, I'll do another drink with you. But first, let me ask you a question.
I wait, yeah.
If you know Grommen, that means you also know Rye.
They're kind of a pair.
Good. How long have you known Rye?
I raise the glass.
He slowly reaches towards it, like, and he's got it in his hand. How long have you known her?
You're not in a guard uniform, so I don't give a shit if you're a guard or not. You're not on duty. We drink before I fucking talk. That's how this works.
I did hear about you, and I did hear about your problem. Well, your problem is my reward. I
Clink.
have glasses with you.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm going to make an insight check on you
Why?
because you are being a seriously like you're giving you advantage on your I'm giving you advantage on your deception check, but you were clearly leading me here. So I'll give you advantage on your deception.
Drink the alcohol. Oh yeah, I'm making a deception check? Okay.
Yes, with advantage.
And I'll just roll a lucky
Fuck,
roll. Oh,
I'm
never
rolling
mind.
garbage.
I'll take it. That's fine.
I'm rolling garbage. Okay.
All right.
So, God damn it. So he says to you, he's like, all right. So he clinks,
Yeah.
kind of makes eye contact with you. You look bored.
Mm-hmm.
And then the two of you go to take the shot. I imagine right before you take the shot, there is a moment of panic in your eyes, but he just he doesn't notice it whatsoever.
Cool.
And yeah, he takes the shot and you take the shot.
I put it in my mouth and then I wait and then
Yeah, he just throws it back.
and I just go and I get up and start leaving.
So you put it into your mouth and you just like spit it right back out
Yeah.
instantly?
Yeah.
Ooh, Mikey. Roll me a Constitution save.
All right,
to
no
see
problem.
if
I
you-
roll an 18. Plus 2, 20.
He still had the dice. He got ya.
This is all I'm good at, dude. This is what my character's built to do.
Oh, I have to make my save. Oh, shit. I just touched something. I don't know what it was. I touched something on Anders' sheet. Sorry. Don't know what it was.
I don't know what you touched. It didn't look like you touched anything.
Look like something with glass vial with nail. I don't know. I had a slew of rolls. One of them was a natty 20, but certainly not the one that I take, which is the first one.
Cool.
And he takes the shot. He's like, hey, what the fuck is... Oh.
Anders stands up and he just, like, as he walks by, he just pats him on the back, goes lightweight, and walks out.
Oh, hey. Ooh.
See ya.
Oh.
I'm leaving.
Oh, you fucking genius, you. Oh. And with that, we take a break.
Last break of the night. We're back with the last hour in just a bit. Don't go anywhere.
Oh man.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to the final hour of Lost Initiative Edge Morale Week 35. I got to screw Scott over with my portent rolls finally.
I forgot. Like, it's one of those things where I knew what it was. I knew what this character was. I knew everything about it. It's funny, earlier you were trying to remind me, like, what he's been through and what he hasn't been through. I'm like, I know! I helped you design the character, bastard. But it was, God, I forgot, though, how powerful Portents is. DMs be warned. You allow a PC in, God forbid he's a halfling, with
You allow him into your home.
Portents and Lucky, God forbid they're a halfling, right? Oh, God. All right, so let's continue with this. I know we all want to see.
Yep. All right, go ahead. So yeah, I like I said, we last left off with me patting him on the back and saying lightweight, and then leaving the fucking bar and just trying to get out of town.
And you do. You leave town, no problem. That same guard sees you and he's like, did you get your money?
I just give him like a it kind of like point.
It's like, you want to share some?
No, I don't.
And you leave, and just a fun card. And you leave the city again. And when you make your way out or whatever, you easily find the crew. I mean, Gromit wouldn't have stayed exactly the same spot with Rye. They'd be a little foolish. They would have gone a little bit more, a reclusive area, but keeping an eye open. Gromit easily could have found a little squirrel pet or something and looked through its eyes and use that to see what's going on, or gotten a sparrow to fly around and look through its eyes and whatever to see when you were finally coming out of the city. And so they rejoin with you very easily.
Yep. So I kind of we're kind of like in the middle of like nowhere right now. Like no one's around us and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of like sling off my backpack and pop it in front of me, and I pop it open. I pull the bottle out, and I just kind of like look up and hold it like in a Cheers fashion, and I'm like, I'm out for the rest of the day after this, and I don't want you to fucking bother me until I wake up on my own terms. Do you understand?
Okay.
Kind of shrugs and looks at Grumman.
I fucking hate you. And I just put the bottle up to my lips, and I just take a swig, and then I cork it.
Take a deep, hearty chug.
Yeah, like a really good couple, and I cork it, and then I just jam it into my bag as quickly as I can, and I just fucking plop on my ass, and I look directly at Rye, and I just wait. I just stare her down.
At first, nothing happens.
That's great for me.
Couple moments later, nothing happens. I imagine at this point in time, you're kind of like blinking, like,
yeah.
Fuck. Rye, Gromit, you're watching him. Nothing seems to be happening.
Rye's like on her knees, like so they're eye level.
Yeah.
Just like a foot away, just looking at him. And she's like occasionally gets impatient and kind of like looks around.
Is it working?
No.
He says no. Again, nothing happens. Then like a fly like lands in your head.
I reach out to like hit it.
Yeah, stupid fly.
God damn it. I smack it again.
Stupid fly. You see him kind of like swatting away a bug around his head. I mean, Graham, you get pretty good eyes. It doesn't look like a bug around his head, but he's swatting away some bug around his head.
If honest to God, like how long has it been where I perceive nothing has happened?
It was like maybe a solid 45 seconds or so, and then the fly started bothering you.
After like the minute mark, I'm like, it took what, 6 seconds or less last time? I flip open my bag and I reach for the fucking bottle again.
You flip open your bag and you reach for the bottle again. As you do so, once again, like there's like 3 or 4 flies that are bothering you, and you're like, oh, stupid flies.
Yeah.
And you grab for the bottle. As you grab for the bottle, you notice there's like another 5 flies like sitting on your arm.
Now I'm all right. Now I like, you see my hand on the bottle, and I'm like, I was just go to.
Oh my God, that bottle is covered in like some sort of nasty slime, some sort of goopy, nasty slime. You don't know what it is.
Yeah, no. You just hear, all you hear is just like a low, like pissed off, just like, fuck. And I let go of the bottle and I close my bag.
Right. You guys see him starting to like react, but once again, he's kind of reacting a little bit slower. Like what he's doing in his world is he's reacting slow. He's acting all these big actions he's doing. You're seeing like half actions and moving slower and whatnot. Yeah, he's like little swatting things away, kind of like a riffle with the bottle, but like reaching the bag, but then he's kind of like stop right reaching into the bag. So, anyways, you kind of like sit back down, or like you just said, sit back down, just kind of like looking outwards. And this is what, as you're looking outwards, this is when you notice like, holy fuck, the sound of flies is deafening. There's so many of them everywhere you look around you. There's just flies everywhere. Holy fuck! You look at poor Grauman and Rye. They're like swatting them away and trying to fight them back, but there's nothing they can do. They're just like coming and landing on them all over in huge swarms. They like move an arm. It's kind of like, and they like reattach to the arm almost immediately afterwards. They continue fighting this off, and you're seeing them. They're like a few of them, like maybe a dozen or so, keep landing on you, but they're covering your friends. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the flies disperse, but your friends are gone. Almost like they themselves discorporeated into huge clouds of flies and continue to buzz around. And these moving world of flies are happening all around you. But the ground you're sitting on all around you is just like nasty, thick, goopy. You're not even sure what it is. It is fucking weird. It is so out there. And you're stuck and you're sitting in this goop and you're surrounded by these flies. Do me a favor, Mathis, same as last time. Make me an intelligence check.
Sure.
Save, check, whatever. Same thing for you, I think.
25.
You know, 100%, no question, despite the fact that you can get lost in these because of how realistic they are, you kind of like, oh, this is the fucking dream. Okay, keep my senses about me. Don't allow it to just pull me in. I have my senses. Mm-hmm. All right, so here you are seeing all this stuff. What do you do as you're kind of like standing in this goop and surrounded by all these flies?
I literally just see flies and goop as far as the eye can see.
The eye can't see very far because of all of the flies. But yes, goop all over the ground.
I mean, I stand up. I examine the goop. Does the goop look like any fluid I recognize?
I mean, honestly, it is really thick and goopy. Kind of like a milky tinge to it material.
Oh god. Gross, Scott. You just see what you see, guys, is Anders stand up and he like bends down. It looks like he like for you it's just like he's running his fingers across the grass, but in my vision I'm scooping up the goo and I'm playing with it, and then like cuz I'm aware that this is a vision and I'm not like lost in it. You just see me kind of like put my fingers in my mouth. I like to taste it, and I'm like looking to taste whatever this is.
Oh my god, it is fucking disgusting.
I retch immediately.
It is, honestly, it almost tastes familiar. I mean, I'm sorry, but you are in fact a forest gnome, and you have lived a very questionable life. I'm actually going to allow you to roll me a nature check to know what this tastes like.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Nature check. I mean, it's not a terrible roll, but it's not a great roll. 15. It's not bad.
Okay. You went down in your luck before, lost out in the woods, no food, no supplies, on a hard bender. You've been forced to survive the ways that you could. Yes, most of the time you spend your life in the city and in gutters and stuff like that when you can't get yourself to survive by. But you've gone in some hard benders in the woods and just needed something to eat, but you were too hungover or whatever to catch a rabbit. Sometimes like you try to use your precognitive ability, or at points in time you refuse to use your precognitive ability to catch that rabbit, no problem. And so you were reduced to eating other things. And this tastes, this goopiness, this fucking horrible thing that you're tasting, tastes like a grub or a slug or something just nasty, right? And so it is like it turns your stomach instantly, not just because of the taste of it, but the remembering of the experience you went through.
Okay.
So what else do you do?
Other than the flies annoying me, I try and like move. Like I try and walk and push past the flies, see what I can see.
Sure. So you start trying to like just wave through the flies and move past them. But as you're like walking deeper and deeper into them, and once when you watch Ender walking, it's funny because he's doing this like big, slow, like lifting his feet hard steps like he's wading through mud or something. as you guys are watching him. But you see, and again, all of it's happening very slow. As you're kind of like swatting through the flies and trying to make your way through them, they're swarming more and more around you, bringing your area of perception closer and closer and closer. But you continue to try to fight your way through them, come out and come out the other side, and eventually, in fact, you do come out the other side. You come stumbling through. You stumble because all of a sudden you step one of your feet out of the sludge and the other one's still inside of it. So it kind of like throws you to the ground, and you fight hard and you pull your foot free of the sludge, leaving your boot behind. Do you reach back and try to grab your boot and pull that free so you can put it back on your foot?
Yeah.
Okay, you pull that boot free and you slide your foot back into it. Laces are loose or whatever, who cares? And you can stand back up and you look around and you can see that you're inside a field area, almost like you're on the outskirts of a town. But everywhere, almost like there's for some reason, a perimeter all around all of this. The flies can't get in here. There is no sludge here. Do you continue exploring deeper into this area?
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm supposed to be doing, and that's what he's going to do.
You continue walking through the town, and honestly, things here are relatively peaceful. It doesn't seem all that bad. As a matter of fact, you walk by and you see that there's a farmer out in the fields, just kind of like tilling his soil and doing the work that he needs to do.
If I see somebody like that, I will immediately walk up to them and be like, "Hey."
Okay, you go walking up to the farmer and you kind of like, "Hey, how's things going?" And he looks up at you and he's like, "Oh, how are you doing, friends?" And then all of a sudden you see like a couple of kobolds step out of like the grass and they like cut out his knee and he falls to the ground. They stab at him and they kill the guy on the ground. And you're like, "Oh fuck, I just saw the vision of that guy's death."
So out of curiosity, outside the vision, am I like talking to a farmer? Like what do the two of them see?
They see you kind of like as they saw you fall on the ground and kind of like pulling something and pulling at your own boot, which is already tied to your foot, but literally grabbing the laces of your boot and like effectively trying to pull yourself up from your own bootstraps, which looks absolutely ridiculous. You are, they eventually see you kind of like stand up and kind of like stumble forward like a really drunk person, just like almost like a zombie. And at one point in time, like you give a half wave and you're like mumbling incoherently to yourself. And then they see like just horror on your face for a moment. That's what they're getting at this point. Go back to you.
Yeah.
You think you okay? Grauman's saying that to Rye. Because we see him doing all these things and he's like got this horrified look on his face.
Rye's like,
You've seen this before, right?
No, he no act like that.
It should be fine. Let's just make sure we follow him. Doesn't walk off a cliff or anything.
Okay. Grauman's like following him around.
Next, do I see another person?
Yep. So you continue traveling, and of course, you see another farmer that's kind of off to the side. You also eventually find the road that leads you to the town itself. Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, like, the farmer, "Hey, what town is this?"
The farmer's like, "Oh, hey, this is the," and you actually watch as he kind of like,
yeah, of course,
and kind of like collapses to the ground, holding his heart, and just got like jerks a couple of times, and then
fucking heart attack. Got it. Yeah, no problem. All right.
And you continue making your way towards the town. Eventually, when you get to the town itself, you actually see a small sign off to the side. It says "Welcome to," but the name on the sign is completely scratched off. You can't see the name that's on the sign. It just like it looks scratched. Like it's like the letters should be there. You should be able to read them, but they're scratched just enough you can't make them out.
Okay.
But you come into the town and you see that the people of the town seem relatively happy.
I know what's gonna happen, but Ander attempts another time. Like, I go to somebody and be like, "Hey, what town am I in?"
So, I mean, you see a whole bunch of people here. There's like just random farmers around, random people around. There's like some dude with a straw hat that's off to the side and kind of like having conversations with a bunch of people at once. Seems to be like maybe at least a prominent person in the town. Do you want to like head over to like say that person or stick to one of these randos off to the side?
Literally anybody, because like Ander is under the assumption that the minute they try and tell me I'm about to see how they die in life, but
so you just kind of go walking up to the first person that you possibly can.
Yeah.
And you walk up to them and you're just kind of like, "Hey, can you tell me what town this is?" And the person looks at you and like, "Oh, I'd love to help you, friends." And then you see like they're just like, I'd love to help you. And as they're saying that, they're just like drinking more and more alcohol. And you just see them just like, and then like, see them starting to waste away and just like fall apart and die from what's probably alcoholism.
Great. Well, I guess Andrew's just gonna go start looking for signs.
Sure. So as you start walking around, and sadly throughout the entire town, everybody you get kind of near or focus on too much, you start to see these horrible deaths happening to all of them. But then something stands out in your mind. One of the people in this town has nothing happen to them whatsoever. As a matter of fact, he's still happily plodding along, going about what he was doing prior. And
Okay.
and doesn't seem to notice, of course, the corpses all around him because it's your vision, and is just continuing on as the bodies fall around. And it's that same person with the straw hat.
Does it seem like as he's walking by the bodies, they start falling down? Like
No,
as
not
he
in the least
passes
bit, no.
them, they die?
No,
Okay.
it's as you get within proximity or focus on them
Yeah,
too
all
much.
right, gotcha. So I'll actually jog up to this guy, like in a hurried, panicked fashion. Like I know this is a vision, but I'm like seeing this is still traumatizing in a lot of ways because these are real people somewhere in the world. Yeah. So he just runs up to this guy in the straw hat and he just grabs at him like on his arm, just to like spin him around.
He spins around and he's like, "Are you okay, friends? You look worried. You don't look well."
Tell me, I don't know where I am. Where am I?
"Oh, you're in the town of Trio. It's a beautiful place, isn't it?" And he looks around and he's just like, "I love my town."
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Are you okay though?
It's been a long day, a lot of drinking. Who, mayor, town, mayor of the town? Who's the mayor?
"Oh, I'm the Grain Lord, of course."
I don't.
And as he says that, you literally see, as he's saying, "I'm the Grain Lord," you see he literally discorporeates to a whole bunch of grain that like literally and fumbles down all around you, a whole bunch of grain. And then the ground itself everywhere starts to turn to grain. All the buildings everywhere, all the corpses around, the grounds, the sky, everything's turning to grain. And then the grain like sky starts to fall down on you in huge waves and pillars of grain falling on you. You're like, ah! And you kind of start to see that Andrew is freaking the fuck out. Whatever it is that's happening, it is not like how he was reacting to things before. Andrew is freaking out over there. How do the two of you guys react?
Grauman's gonna like try to like hold him so he doesn't hurt himself.
Sure. So you kind of go over and you grab him, and as you're like holding him so he can't hurt himself in any way, you feel the grain kind of like coming in and pinning you from the sides and almost like constricting you, and it's like suffocating the air out of you. And then you have to make me a Constitution save because here you are trying to come back and you're about to vomit. He's gonna pop. He's gonna pop.
17.
Hey, and you and you look up at Grauman and you see Grauman's actually holding you. It's not like he's coddling you like a child or a baby, but he's clearly holding you like somebody with concern, like making sure that you don't move too much, like restraining you effectively for your own safety. And you see this, you recognize this, you look up at Grauman like with weak eyes. You can see there's zero color in his face. He's completely pale. He's flushed. He's like shivering all of a sudden. And then your consciousness fades. You stop being able to perceive anything around you. Grauman, you see he falls completely limp. His eyes are still open. Almost immediately, drool starts coming from his mouth. He literally looks like a corpse in your arms. The only reason why you know he's not a corpse is because there is still warmth to his body, but he looks so dead to you. So drawn.
Grauman's holding him and he looks at Rye and he's like, I don't think he's okay.
Grauman, you were drunk last night when you saw him come out of this before, so your senses were a little skewed. Rye, you were sober when you came in and you saw him lying there. He didn't look good, but he don't look anything like this.
Okay. Rye's kind of in shock because the demoness didn't say it would like nearly kill him.
Just let him.
She doesn't care about me.
But at the same time, doesn't want to wake him because he was very specific. So she's kind of just awkwardly silent. And then she kind of looks around. She's like,
I guess I'll go find some wood for a fire then, yeah? We camp here?
Is this like a safe place to camp where we are?
You had already just chosen a place beforehand while you're waiting for him to go to the town and come back. So I would say yes. You were proactive with this.
Okay. Yeah, Grumman nods and kind of. I'm guessing, does Anders carry like an
Not
adventure pack or
Yeah,
anything?
he has like a backpack, but it's bare bones essentials kind of thing. Are you gonna go through his stuff? Do you want to know what you find?
Sure, because he's gonna he's gonna try to like basically pull out your bedroll and stuff.
All right, so you
but-
dump out my bag and it's woefully pitiful. Like there's not much in there. There's like more alcohol than food, but there's food. There's his bedroll and there's like a pendant in his bag of a it looks broken, of a silver dragon. And the minute you like touch it, like as you like going through it, it's like ice cold.
Oh, Grumman like picks it up and he like drops it.
Yeah. That's
That's
it. That's
it.
all he's got. That's literally all he has, other than what's on his person.
Grumman picks up the pendant again, puts it back in the bag, puts all the alcohol back in the bag, kind of pushes the bedroll out and lays you down on it.
Okay. You guys camp there for his safety or whatever it is. I will tell you, just because we can flash forward a little bit, he is not going to wake up at all the next day. He's going to sleep straight through the next day, and the entire time he's going to be like almost pure white. He's going to have cold sweats. He's not going to be doing well. Mathis, do me a favor, roll me a Constitution save.
It's the next day.
The next day.
1 second.
You don't have your portents because you're not conscious.
Damn it! But it's the beginning of every day.
Sure, when you wake up and from your dreams and you have the ability to
All right.
use
all
them.
right, all right. Constitution save.
But you're still lucky. Yes.
I'll re-roll that. I'm gonna lucky it. Anything is better than a natural 1. I'll take the 16.
After that 24 hours or so, like I said, that he sleeps for that full 24-hour period. Mathis, do me a favor, roll me one more Constitution save.
Sure. I'll keep it 12.
You're able to wake up on this 24-hour later period, so you're able to sweat out most of what it was and kind of come back and regain most of your vitality during that 24-hour period. And then finally, that at the end of it, you're able to kind of like stir and come to. You're very hungry. Grauman is not a dick and knows how to kind of like take care of you. He knows how to handle you to some amount and would know how to like feed you a little bit of soup. At the same time, he's not Mama Grauman. You know what I mean? Mama Grauman. So you're very, very grandmom. Oh, that's way better. Grandmom. That's so
we had
good.
Grandmon. We had Grandmom. We had Grom 1 earlier. Grom 2.
Oh man, that's awesome. So now I want like a Grandmon family. So anyways, when you wake up, you're of course very, very hungry. Like really need some of the ramen noodles, you know what I mean? To
all right. I see where this is going.
Satiate your hunger. And you're thirsty, you need drink, but not alcohol. So I imagine as soon as you wake up feeling all this feeling as bad as you do, you immediately reach for your flask.
I mean, yeah, usually that's what he does when he wakes up, especially after a vision. Yeah. So basically the plan here is like you're not going to be able to get much out of him for the next 24 hours. He's going to spend the day quiet to himself. If you ask, he'll politely say not right now, and if you ask again, he'll tell you to fuck off. Basically is how any conversation with him will go for the day. He's going to spend the day like wrapped in blankets, alternating between water and alcohol, and eating as much food as he can basically stomach for the day. Until the next day where he's feeling okay enough and like grounded back in reality to talk again.
Rye, do you press the issue at all, or do you kind of like, after what you saw, give him his space?
She doesn't press it. She feels awful about it.
Okay.
So if you want to fast forward to the next day, basically like at breakfast, he's just eating and drinking, probably sitting around the ashes of whatever fire was left from the night before. And just kind of sitting blanketed over, and he just merely like after taking a bite, he just swallows. He's like, Triel. Name of a town is Triel. Does that ring a bell to either of you?
Was it Trio?
Triel, yeah. Do we have a map? Does any of you have a map of the area?
Grumman does, I think.
I was going to say, I believe one of the first things you guys said 2 or 3 streams ago was
Yeah.
you would want to find a map more or less as soon as you got to this region. I know you
Yeah.
guys had brought that up to some degree.
Yeah, we have a map. I'm assuming Grumman's carrying it because he carries everything.
Yeah. So if Grumman just like pull it out?
It's a map of
Yeah.
the Western Heartlands.
Oh,
You know,
yeah, he pulls it out.
Hell. yes.
Grauman's noodle.
So like I roll the map out and I immediately
Grumman
start
noodle?
looking for Treel.
Okay.
You-
And you know that you're just outside of Boulder's Gate, and you can, in fact, find Treel. The quickest and easiest way to get there, well, there's 2 ways to get there. One is to travel upriver, which isn't the easiest thing in the world unless you have like a boat or whatever to travel through. But you can travel up the river to El Terrell and then travel slightly northeast of there, or you could take it by foot, which isn't such a bad thing, aside from the fact that you do have to travel through a spot of lands called Fields of the Dead.
Oh God, do I notice that?
It would be marked on the map. It is known. It is a very well-known chunk of land called Fields of the Dead. You would have to travel through that. There is a way to travel around Fields of the Dead, but to do so would be like going way
That
north and out of your
fucking
way.
horrifies me, but it's not up to me. So I like after like looking at the map, I'll just kind of like tap Treel like there. Quickest paths through here. Going through the Field of the Dead scares the shit out of me, but we'll do it if we have to. The only other thing that I got out of that does the Grain Lord mean anything to you?
Sounds like he's got a lot of grain.
Just a quick rundown on how this usually works for me, Rye. I drink, and I see every person.
Well, when you don't drink usually. But
No, when I I apologize. When I dream or I see these things, it's 99.9% chance the people I see will die, and I get to see how they die. Maybe they die that way the next day. Maybe it's 10 years before they die, but I always see the cause of their death. It's how it fucking happens. But there was one person, and this is the only time I can think of that I didn't see the death of, and that was the Grain Lord. He had a straw hat and he was walking through town. Everybody around us was dying. He didn't seem to notice, care, and when he told me where we were, and when he told me who he was, he just, much to his name, disintegrated into a pile of grain. My guess is that's who we need to talk to.
She like pauses and she's like,
What about how I die?
Out of curiosity, Scott, since my character knows and has studied a lot about other planes and that kind of thing, the excessive amount of flies mean anything to me of any like known ruler of the underworld or anything like that? Can I roll my d20s now, by the way?
Oh, yes, you can, of course.
Okay.
There is no knowledge planes. I would say knowledge religion for something like this. Oh, you.
Well, that doesn't go to skills. I can't use it on skills.
Okay, good, because. Oh,
No,
do you
knowledge-
see that, Sam? Do you see that?
Yeah.
I get, yeah, but it's gone
I
the
said
next day.
we just travel through this day, so you don't have it.
Okay, so I've got a 10 and a 20. Got it. Knowledge religion, you said? All right, well, you said religion is what I'm rolling?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to also use a luck point and see if I can get a little higher. Nope, 12.
Unfortunately, it doesn't come together. I mean, it all is just fucking creepy and out there. You don't understand why. You don't understand what it was. Nothing stands out to you.
Okay. You asked that question, I think, and I shake my head. Both of you were covered by flies, and when the flies dissipated, you were gone.
Rye looks relieved. She says,
Oh, I mean, that's good, right?
looks at Grauman.
Yeah, I know like flies.
That actually kind of like spurs something in Ander, and then he actually whips and like looks to Grauman, and he waggles his finger a little bit, except for you, Grauman. Not the other day, but when you made me drink in the bar, I saw you die.
I know die.
Grauman, where the hell are you from?
Uh,
The reveal.
I do know that. Hold on, I have the name.
The mountains, the something mountains.
Yeah, it's called the
Where's the Vasa?
The-
Galena Mountains.
you could've just
Galena
Galena
Mountains.
Mountains. Yeah.
The Vasa? Oh, sorry,
he
old
actually
cat
like Andrew takes a sigh and just kind of gets somber for a minute. Gromit, did you lose a lot of friends?
I lose many friends over many years.
When you were young and you were living in the mountains, were your friends and tribe attacked by people who used magic?
So I know Grumman doesn't remember everything.
But you remember your tribe.
Yeah, I remember my tribe and my family. I just
Yeah.
don't know who killed. Okay.
You remember some details, but very
Yeah.
little. But he can
I
teach you
remember.
now.
Yeah, I remember my family die, and all the other born warrior.
He Andrew stands up and like so he's like eye level with you if you're sitting down now, and he like, yeah, and you died too, and he like grabs you under the chin and kind of like cocks your head to the point where he can like see your scar clearly, and he like actually just runs his finger down your scar like he did last time. He said, you were killed.
No, I am alive. See,
You're alive because magic lets you live after death. You died, though. That initial attack, you didn't live.
then how I live now?
Someone brought you back to life.
Why would they? Why would they do that?
I don't get the luxury of seeing months or weeks or even hours prior to your death. I just get to see the moment. The moments leading up to and the moments thereafter. And the moments after your collapse alongside your friends and family. Someone stood mere feet away and brought you back.
Who?
Couldn't tell you. But I watched you die, Grommen. At least once.
Maybe that mean I don't die ever again.
Andrew laughs. That's not how this works.
I wonder who the person is that make me come back.
I can give you just a faint description and that's it. I did not get details before I snapped out of it.
Yes, that will do.
And he will. He'll give you details of the man, half elf or elf. I think you said Scott, with a lute that played and brought you back with musical magic.
And someone else was saying that I learned about who killed my family. I do, but the trigger word was golden
Chalice.
chalice, and he hasn't heard that yet. So
So he says,
Mathis,
yeah.
Delric told me that he would bring that up when it's the time.
But he lets go of your chin, kind of like tries to bring it back like an air of not necessarily like humor, but he kind of like pats you on the cheek and is like, well, that's where that scar came from anyway. Group of magic users to just laid waste to your people. I'm not one to mince words. You people didn't stand a fucking chance.
Yeah, they killed many people with so few.
But for whatever reason, and he spins back to Rye, I was spared the sight of your death. Might be because your soul's already fucking dead with the things you deal with.
Or because I'm awesome.
Yeah.
By the way, we gotta find out where this town is.
Agreed. That's what I'm here for. And he points to the map. He's like, that's where it is, and that's where we're going.
So before you go on any further, I did want to remind you, Mathis, you did have technically one more detail that would be pertinent to them.
The name of
He
them?
was playing the magical lute and everything, but it was a unique way of playing the lute.
Yes, but I don't know what that way was, right?
No, but you could say
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I'm not saying you have to. I'm not saying that Andrew would. I'm just reminding you the PC.
Because it just didn't naturally come up in conversation.
Of
I don't think he
course.
would have said anything about it,
Sure.
but if it ever comes up.
Sure.
But yeah, he again kind of like spins after Rye says that, and he just kind of plops himself back down on the log or wherever we're sitting and goes back to eating. Oh, and then he actually, after breakfast is done, you see Ander reach into the bag with that bottle and pulls out the bottle. He looks at it like in his hand for a second, and then he fucking hurls it.
Oh.
He fucking
Guys,
throws
make an
it.
insight check on that one. Actually, I don't think you need to make an insight check, do you? Rye. Oh my God, I gotta look at your character sheet really quickly. Rye, you see he's about to hurl a bottle of potential answers. Do you have that spell? You do not have levitate. Oh no. You guys can make an insight check on Ander.
Okay.
Hey, if he wants to throw the ball, he can throw the fucking ball.
Grauman, you see what he's about to do before he does it. Rye, you gonna roll?
No.
Because you don't care. You wouldn't care either way. So you see he's about to throw the bottle, and so he hurls
Grauman
it. You're welcome
is
to
gonna
react
grab
if
the
you'd like.
bottle.
You're gonna try to catch it.
Yeah.
Dexterity save.
Okay.
Oh no! So
That's
Grauman, he
hilarious.
sees it. He's like, huh? And he like runs over. It's just like it's like a diving catch, but it like slips between his fingers, and Grauman like lands on the ground, and the bottle smashes against a rock nearby, and like you
Why you
just
throw
see
that?
the viscosity of this beverage is like starting to like oop and ooze out across the rock. As it's doing so, it also starts to evaporate until eventually it just becomes non-liquid, non-material at all. The evaporating gas, by the way, has a cute little rainbow in it.
Oh, how
So it's
cute.
gone.
How cute.
Mhm. Yeah. All right. So that's the end of the active session. We can stop the in-game stuff right there, but I do have to ask a question for you guys. You do need to make the decision of which way you want to travel. There's potentially going up the river, but you'd have to find some means of getting on a boat that's super dangerous because you have to go back to Baldur's Gate and make a deal and da-da-da. That can be dangerous because of Rye. You're instantly putting yourself near people. There's traveling the most direct route, which is through the fields of the dead themselves. And then there's the way the fuck out of your way, also technically along the Troll Claw Mountains and stuff like that, which is way up out of your way along a long trail. It's your call.
I'm like down to do the Fields of the Dead,
Sure.
but whatever. I'm down to delegate.
Sure.
Fields of Dead sound
Technically,
good.
Grumman is dead, so I mean he's right at home.
Grauman's very confused about this being dead thing.
Ander vocalizes like he'd rather not, but he will concede to going that way because this isn't about him. So
Also, it's Halloween next week. It's perfect.
It's spooky Halloween next week.
spooky.
So you guys are going to go through the fields of the dead next week, and we'll see how things play out there. So awesome. I mean, I'm very happy because what started off as Sam kind of going AWOL for a moment. And like,
Domestic terrorist.
I'm going to I'm going to take this wand that I stole from a different major city in a powerful wizard, and I'm going to trade it to these unsuspecting people here for a magic item that I could get and potentially get away with, but then steal something even more powerful as I leave.
Listen.
And there's at least one noteworthy bounty hunter hunting her down instantly afterwards.
Hey,
Good.
Any
Welcome
bounty
to the
hunter
Skull
is
Crusher problem.
free EXP. All right, let me tell you right now.
All I'm
And
gonna
if-
say is if Thonk ever comes back for whatever reason, I'm gonna pray to Grummish every single time he has an issue, and hope to God that Grummish gets him out of it for a part of his soul. It's fine.
Sam, what were you saying?
I was just saying, like, any bounty hunter's free EXP, dude.
Yep, there you go.
Could
Any-
free for Thonk too, but he just didn't know when to cut loose.
yeah. Sometimes you just need to go back to town and take your rest before you continue adventuring. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you die, and then you come to the respawn point and have to find your body and loot your corpse. I mean, pain in the ass.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, anyways, awesome. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad that it ended with like so much shit coming out towards Rye. I know it's not like, oh my God, these are clearly the answers, but you know exactly where you're supposed to be. You finally have literally the answers to questions. I'm so happy because as a DM, I did not originally intend to use Ander as a means of this happening. I had a very different narrative way to get you answers. Having Ander in the party, the death of Thonk and bringing him in is so much more fun for me because I get to describe poor Maggie. I'm watching Maggie's reactions.
Really made this game fun for me. Basically what you're saying.
Oh my god.
Well,
Ander becomes like a conduit for the DM, basically.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those like, hey, it was like a win-win-win-win-win scenario.
When Thonk was the opposite and just wanted to ruin the DM's plans at all times.
Good
Good game, everybody. Thank you guys for joining us. Week 35 was great. We may be back next week. We'll let you know if it changes. It is Halloween. We're gonna work. We'll let you know
if we do play next week, it's definitely going to start an hour late just because I will be spending the evening because I have a little one with some family.
course.
So definitely start an hour late, assuming we play.
And
And
also do, if we wanted to move to Wednesdays, we could do the first.
that might be tough for me because it'll be last night prep for leaving
For
to
BlizzCon.
yeah
for
the
next week specifically,
yeah correct yeah.
Okay.
All right, cool. So we'll go around the room as always. Thank you guys for joining us and whatnot. Sam, what you got going on this week, brother?
Nothing, dude. I am in Vegas this weekend. For a friend's wedding vow renewal.
Oh, nice.
So I'm gonna be streaming Destiny and Warframe for the rest of the week, and probably when I return.
Fantastic. Maggie, what about you?
Hi. Tomorrow I'll be here actually for, well, potentially, as far as I know,
Yes, me too.
for Last Initiative Bloodlust, where we play Vampire the Requiem, and I am a tiny, wee, little 9-year-old vampire, and it's creepy. So if you're into that. I'm probably going to be streaming something on Friday. We'll see. And then Saturday, not streaming because I have something else. And then Sunday, I'll be over on Roll For It doing some
Layla.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Actually, might not be. It's going to be a surprise. We're doing our Halloween episode of Roll For It, and it's going to be interesting. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Scott, what about you, man?
Well, my daughter's birthday is next Monday, so we're celebrating it on Sunday. It's gonna be so much fun. Nobody cares about that. This what is it? This tomorrow night we're gonna be playing some Vampire the Requiem, which is super awesome. Lots of fun. Swing by, check it out. I'm the edgelord of that game.
Yep.
On Friday nights, the game just got interesting. One of the PCs. So long time ago, quick story. Long time ago, one of the PCs died. And so another PC tries to use necromancy to bring them back to life, failed because they're low level. And that seriously triggered somebody in her family because her family's super religious, because they were like, dude, you use powerful necromancy in my family. You more or less desecrated a corpse. I'm hunting you down. It's been literally a season and a half since then. It's been about 12 sessions, 13 sessions since then, maybe more. And all of a sudden that character shows up and literally critical hit one-shots drops that party member. Other party members are scrambling, trying to save him. As far as the game knows, that PC might be dead. Nobody knows if this other PC is dead or alive at the moment. And that's what we're picking up with my Friday night stream. So 9:30 p.m. Twitch.tv/Derek Master. Mathis.
As always, you can find the show here usually Tuesday and Thursday if all goes well. If you want to talk about the show, we got a subreddit. If you want to tweet at the show, Lost in It Show is where you can do it on Twitter. All the good stuff. And that's it. So thank you guys.